Morning, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for welcoming me here, inviting me here. This story about these two trucks really began last year when the Premier was expressing concern about Montserrat's readiness to deal with a hurricane like Irma or Maria, which had struck the islands nearby the previous year. And he was particularly concerned that we didn't really have a reliable vehicle to restitute our power supply, our cables and the poles for the cable network in the event that we took a bad hurricane hit. And so he was rightly pressing the case for those with the British government. And Lord Ahmed, who is the Minister of State at the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office responsible for Montserrat and the other overseas territories, took careful note of the Premier's concerns, as I did as a new incoming governor here. And I'm delighted that the British government has been able to buy these two trusty vehicles for Montserrat. They're not brand new. They are second-hand vehicles procured from I think a company called Vallard in Canada. But they've seen very good service, and we're reliably informed by the experts that they're tough beasts with a good heart, rather like Montserrat itself. And what I would hope is that they go on to give us many years of really good service, that they don't play up, that they are sturdy and reliable beasts, and in particular that they keep the people who use them, our colleagues from Mull, safe and sound. We have no accidents, and they keep our colleagues safe there, and they work for the safety of our island too, so that hopefully it won't happen, but in the event that we did have a hurricane hit at some stage, they would be right out there ready to help us all. So thank you very much, if I may say so, to everybody here, but thank you too to the vehicles. We should be respectful of our two vehicles. I don't know if we're christening them. We possibly should christen them. Maybe my colleagues Alvin and Kendall could have a think about that. Full Monty, Little Monty, Half Monty, something like that. We should probably christen them. But enough of all that. I'm delighted to be able to hand over these two assets to Montserratian colleagues, and in a moment we shall have a formal ceremony where I'll pass over the keys. But first of all, I think my colleagues Alvin and Kendall also wanted to say a few words. Alvin.
Thank you, H.E. Morning, everyone. These two vehicles forms part of a comprehensive relief package that we received from the FCO. Getting them to Montserrat was very much a collaborative effort between the DMCA, the Governor's Office, and Mull Stores. These two vehicles would help us greatly in two phases of our disaster cycle, namely the mitigation and the recovery after something happens. These vehicles are already in service. I am reasonably assured that by the manager of Mull that they are working, and they have been working, and as H.E. says, I hope they continue to work for quite a long time. Technically, because they form part of a relief package, they technically belongs to the DMCA, but I'm quite happy to pass them over to Mr. Lee here, and I'm sure he'll have very good use for them, as we in Montserrat, we practice very comprehensive disaster management. Mull is our only utility company and one of our stakeholders, and very much a partner in disaster management. So I'm sure they'll greatly help us, especially now that we are already into the hurricane season. Thank you very much.
His Excellency Governor Andrew Pierce, Mr. David Akeley, Head of the Governor's Office, Mr. Alvin Ryan, Head of the Disaster Management Coordination Agency, members of the media, good morning. On the occasion of the official handing over of two very important pieces of equipment to Montserrat Utilities Limited, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Board of Directors, the management and staff of the company to express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to the Governor's Office and the Foreign and Commonwealth Office for making this donation to us. Now, the digger derrick and the bucket truck are two very indispensable pieces of equipment that are required to efficiently and safely carry out the work of construction and maintenance of our electricity overhead lines. The company has faced challenges over the years in replacing essential equipment due to its financial constraints. For instance, the digger derrick that the company owns is way past its useful life, and the replacement of it has been very long overdue. The company also has not had the use of a bucket truck for many, many years. Hence, the provision of these 2 trucks has fulfilled a great need and will go a long way to enhance the capabilities of the T&D work crews in the electricity division of the company. Also, the donation of these 2 pieces of kit are very timely, as we have just entered the hurricane season for 2019, and the electricity division of Montserrat Utilities Limited is now much better equipped to respond should there be any damages sustained by any passing storms. So I'd like to close by reiterating our appreciation on behalf of the Board of Directors, management and staff of Montserrat Utilities for the donation of these 2 bits of equipment. Thank you.